What if I told you you have been chosen since birth, prior to the awakening, the fact that you're a chosen one? In this video, we'll discuss how you've been chosen since birth, and by the end of the video, you should have a better understanding. You see, you have an anointing on your life as a chosen one, and it's been with you since birth. Now, at the very beginning, I'm not saying always, but in certain circumstances, from the spiritual realm, there's complications that can be caused during pregnancy. So you may have been a premature baby, you may have been overdue, the umbilical cord may have been caught around your neck. There's numerous things that happen, and this is because within the spiritual realm, they know. So however you want to look at the spiritual realm, whether you want to look at it like a negative energy of the universe, you want to look at it as demons, you want to look at it however you want to look at it, they knew that you were being born, but you were picked by the universe and God to bring a divine message to the universe, to bring a divine message to this world. And it's a slow process through awakening, like that eventually when you've awoken, that you're able to start delivering this message. But it takes years before, some people wake up earlier than others, but it can take years before you eventually waken up. You may have always felt like different around people and stuff like that. You may have always felt different around compared to the majority of people, if you know what I mean. Oh, if you can take 2 seconds of your time, please press the like and the subscribe button. I'll truly appreciate it. Appreciate every one of you that's watching as well. Thank you. But see, like back at school, I'm not sure, like you may have had some issues at school. Maybe a troublesome child, maybe didn't click well with others. And it's because the reason why you didn't fit into the fold of what most people are like is because you have this anointing on you. So when people are manifested by other spirits and they're manifested by the other entities, they'll start to resent you. They'll start to hate you. I've spoken other videos about how your aura just irritates people, and this is what happens since you was a child. But when you're young, you don't really understand what's happening. You don't really understand why it is people are acting this way with you, why you're kind of targeted as such. And it's it's easy looking back now. In retrospect, you can see all the signs, but when you're going through it, it's a very tough situation to be in. It's a very tough situation to be in, going through it as the chosen one. But through school, especially, through school's a long period of life, and you just look back at the time when you was in school. You may have challenged the teacher. You may have seen outside differently from the other students. You may have just had a different kind of voice. And I don't mean in the way that you sound. I mean in a different voice in what you spoke about. And you just was totally separate from the pack. And you may have met some good teachers along the way that kind of helped nurture that within you. Or you may have met some that were just totally just resisted you and kind of tried to conform you into their way, indoctrination of their way of thinking. But I will say it's a blessing to have this anointing on our lives, and it's what we do with it, what we choose to do with it. Isn't it great that we just don't see like everyone else? How great is that? Imagine if you had the herd mindset. We can't imagine it. We can't imagine thinking like the majority. We can't imagine it. What occupies their mindset? They're succumbed by so much depression, anxiety, and we all get anxiety and stuff too. But I'm saying to you that they get it for some silly kind of reasons. They get it for some unnecessary reasons that would be like, what? We could handle that, if you know what I mean. Maybe not if we was in their shoes. Maybe if we was actually in their bodies dealing with, and we only had the comprehension of them, then maybe, yeah, we'll be succumb to anxiety and depression and stuff like that too. But I'm saying if we took aboard their burdens onto us in our mindset, we would laugh at it. The reason why we feel like we have so many burdens upon us as a chosen one is because we do have a duty to uphold. We have a duty to uphold in this world, and we need to practice getting this into fruition. As I said to you, focusing on your craft and your projects and research. Research is one of the main tools that we need to do. Research. If you know you're a chosen one and you see differently, you've got a blessing within you. Let me tell you, there's something in you, yeah? And hopefully this video sparks it to make you realize that there's something in you that you need to become and do. And it may be jumping into e-commerce. It may be jumping into doing something, selling e-commerce where you're selling something that helps people. It might be you're going to write a book that helps people. You might even write a fiction book, but you're expanding, you're dropping your knowledge on the page of on the piece of paper, and you're getting your knowledge out there to the people. Okay. One thing I'll say to you is just always focus on your craft, because there's a craft that we've all got. We've all got this skill. We're all given it, but we get lost in jobs. We get lost in things. And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with working, because we need to pay bills and stuff like that. Of course, I'm trying to say to you that there's 24 hours in a day. So if it's putting a couple hours or an hour into, or even half an hour into something else, we have family and children and stuff like that as well. But I'm saying if there's a time in a day that you can use to even research some idea that you want to do in the future, just research. You just spend there, make a cup of tea, make a cup of coffee, whatever, maybe fizzy drink or something like that. You sit there and you kind of reason with what you want to do, and you kind of do some research into it, and you do that on a daily, and then eventually you're going to go click and you're going to say, yeah, let me jump on that. I want to start doing that. And what I'm trying to say to you is we have been chosen since birth, so we're going to run into these complications that we face. We're going to run into resistance. We're going to run into people that don't want to help us. We're going to run into this stuff, but there's other chosen ones out there, and God can sometimes bring other chosen ones to help other chosen ones in this journey, you know? Have you ever just been like, you could be out and about, maybe it's even just something as small as a smile. Someone smiles at you. You don't really know what they're dealing with in their life, but something made them smile. They may not even know why they smiled, but when they smile at you, it kind of picked you up a bit. You say, oh, you know? And that's just a small example. But I'm trying to say, like, there's, like, you could be out, you could be angry one day, you could be really angry about something, and you're out in the streets or something like that, and someone just sits down next to you and kind of asks you, okay, you don't know who these people are, yeah, from the universe. They're manifested and sent your way, just like we're sent to each other, because we're a tribe on this earth. We're not alone in this. Remember, we're not alone in this. Yeah? And touching on feeling alone, have you ever felt alone inside a room full of people? Because I certainly have. I've been inside a room full of people and I thought, these lot is not on my wavelength. These lot is not on thinking how I think. They're not thinking what I'm about. Yeah? And as I said, it's not all sunshine and rainbows. Yeah? And when I mean alone inside a room full of people, I'm just saying these lot is not clicking with my mentality. It's not like I'm just sitting there quiet. I can talk. I can reason with them. I can speak. You know? But realistically, inside my spirit, inside my soul, it kind of makes me think these people is not on my wavelength. They're not on my wavelength. But as I said to you, it's not all sunshine and rainbows as a chosen one that people try to make out. We've got a journey ahead of us, and we're only somewhat through the journey. Yeah, we're only somewhat through the journey. So today I want you to look back at your life, yeah, and I want you to look at the signs that have happened to you, that you can see this anointing on you, that when you've certain situations, certain encounters, certain divine intervention that you've seen taken place when you've been involved in certain situations. And as a chosen one, let's serve God in the universe and bring our stamp to the world. Let's bring our stamp to the world and let's work it. Thanks for stopping by today. Please press the like and the subscribe button. It will truly help out. And thank every one of you that have watched this as well. And I'll be back soon in the next video. Hope you have a blessed day or night or whatever time it might be. Stay true, stay blessed, and see you soon. God bless you.